In this edition of reShape 333, I want to challenge you to consider making a critical leadership decision this year. It's a decision that some of you will resist, and it's a decision that you need to make both for the health and relevance of your church and for the benefit of the next generation. Give me 333 seconds to convince you. Let's get at it. So according to a new survey done in the US with 2,000 respondents by a company named Morning Consult, they found that of those surveyed, over 57% of Gen Zers said that their desired career choice would be a social media influencer. Are you surprised? That career choice for that generation outpaced all other age categories by 16%. I would suspect that the numbers are similar in Canada. Gen Z view an influencer as a legitimate career, and their trust in influencers continues to grow. Their trust is up in the last 4 years, 10%, from 51% to 61%. The social media industry reigns supreme for Generation Z, the oldest of whom would be 26 or 27 years of age now. And 53% of them said they would leave their current job if they could sustain their lifestyle as an influencer, if they could just make it. Now, before you reach too many cynical or negative conclusions in response to that, let me suggest a bit of a flip side response that might be worth considering. Rather than concluding that that generation is simply lazy and money hungry and they want to earn obscene amounts of money sitting on the end of their bed or making dance TikToks or selling themselves on OnlyFans, rather than concluding that, can we shift our view for just a moment? Can we embrace their desire? Might we be able to leverage their knowledge? Can we utilize their experience and see them in perhaps a slightly different way? They are the first generation of truly digital natives. They are the first generation to move seamlessly between the physical world and the digital world. It's all they know. They are first generation pioneers. And could it be, in fact, that some of them, perhaps some of that generation, in fact, are more concerned about living a life of influence and living a life of meaning more than creating TikTok influence and huge cash flow? I want to think so. In fact, I know so. I'm convinced that that generation as well will not be satisfied with the long-term emptiness of social media influence. And in fact, what they're really desiring is, wait for it, influence. So can we begin to draw them into places? Can we begin to invite them to take a seat at the table? Can we place them in a circle where decisions are made? Can we place them in a circle where their voices are heard and respected and acknowledged? When it comes to your nonprofit, does anyone under 30 have a seat at your table? Are you listening to them? Are you learning from them? When it comes to your church leadership board or when it comes to your elders, is anyone under 30 invited around that table? Invited into the decision-making process of your church? Are they invited into that place both of learning and of influence? Listen, as the first generation of digital pioneers, Gen Z can help us understand a world that is almost impossible for older generations to grasp. They live and they move and they breathe seamlessly between the digital world and the physical world, and we need to know what they know and begin to understand it. So here's my challenge, and here's the conversation that I would love for you to consider. Should you consider inviting a Gen Z or at least an under 30 young leader to take a seat at your leadership table? What needs to be considered in doing that? And do you have a sense of the who that might be? I tell you, that's worth some fun and some serious conversation. I'd love to hear what you think, and I'd love even more to hear what you do. I'd love to hear your comments or fire me off an email. And I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button if this is helpful, and maybe even subscribe to the channel. Have fun with this conversation. Have a good day.